Well, welcome to the Aging Boomers. I'm your host, Frank Sampson. And of course, as many of you know, on this show, we discuss so many of the issues that are facing not only boomers, but their parents and what we know is aging population today. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for all their support. Again, just to reiterate that many of you, probably most of you actually listen to the show right on your iPhone or Android phone or iPad. You just have to download the free app, agingboomers.com, and you'll get each and every show. A lot of you have gone to our website at agingboomers.com or gone onto iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, a lot of different online stations as well. So again, thanks for all your support, and please share the information with others. We want more and more people to listen to the show and just learn. Want to just let everybody know also that today's show is sponsored by Senior Care Authority, a professional senior placement and elder care management organization that has a national network of advisors to help in determining the right path for senior living and receiving proper care. So whether it's in-home care, assisted living, residential, or memory care, get the necessary advice from a senior care advisor in your area by calling Senior Care Authority at 888-809-1231, or you could go directly to the website at www.seniorcareauthority.com. And I wanted to introduce our guest today. Her name is Rachelle Lavalier. She is Sales and Marketing Manager at Brookdale Senior Living in Eagan, Minnesota. Rachel's interest in senior living came at a very young age. Her grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at the age of 64. She had a lot of questions after her passing and was determined to learn more. She worked in various roles in senior care throughout the years, including some therapeutic approaches in treating Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. She took that knowledge into sales and marketing and currently works in that role again at Brookdale in Eagan, Minnesota, a specialized Alzheimer's and dementia care community. So, Rachel, thank you so much for joining us on the Aging Boomers today. Really appreciate it.
Hi, Frank. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's so, tell us, maybe before we get into, I know we're going to talk about many of the effective programs that you're involved with at Brookdale, but tell us a little more about Brookdale itself as an organization.
Sure. Brookdale Senior Living has been around for quite a while. I'm sure many people have heard of our communities. Recently, we're actually a national company, so if you're wondering, we have over 1,100 communities nationwide, so I'm sure you have them in your different neighborhoods. We're one of the only senior living companies that offers the whole inventory of services, so no matter where life takes you as you're aging, Brookdale has a solution for you. We have, therapy in our communities, like PT, speech. We have hospice. We have assisted living, independent living. We have skilled nursing. Of course, the one that I work at, Alzheimer's and dementia care. We also have home health and personalized living, which is Brookdale at Home. So if you're still living at home and that's the best option for you, we do bring those cares to your home as well. So no matter, what kind of questions you have in regards to aging or you just need resources, we're always a good next step to help people and answer those questions and customize a care plan for whatever their needs and preferences are. We pride ourselves on having many different solutions and personalizing care in each of our different facets. So,
great. I know some of you, being very familiar with Brookdale myself, I know some of your communities have all those services you mentioned, but not all of them, right? I mean, some have some of them and some have all of those services. So how could someone learn more about the ones in their area and what type of services they provide in their particular area?
Right. You're totally right. So some of them are just like the one I work at is all Alzheimer's dementia care community, but we have some in the metro here in Minneapolis that offer all three. So independent living, assisted living, memory care. A good way to find out what is offered in your area is simply to go to the website, www.brookdale.com, and you just type in your zip code there, and it'll tell you what communities are around you and the direct numbers to that community, or you could just call a National Senior Living Advisor at 855-350-3800, and they can help you navigate, based on what you're looking for, what's in your area.
Great. Wonderful. So I'd like to, get into some of the programs that you yourself are involved with, Brookdale's involved with. There's one I know that's called Person-Centered Care. All right. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I know that's, working with individuals with Alzheimer's or other related dementia. So it's probably you could probably spend the entire show, I'm sure, talking about this in
it's
itself.
Something, yes, it absolutely. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart, as well as many others that have cared for individuals living with Alzheimer's or any type of dementia. So the program that you're speaking of is the Clare Bridge program. And at Brookdale, we believe that our Clare Bridge program is a bridge of understanding, acceptance, and commitment to dementia care that protects the spirit of each resident, individualized. So we believe that a commitment to dementia care means ensuring that our residents experience daily moments of success. And our Clare Bridge program, it's deeply rooted in the philosophy of person-centered care that you mentioned. Basically that each of our residents get individualized, customized, special care based on who they are as a person. I believe that each person, each human has a human need to feel known, to feel cared for, a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, for meaningful daily activities, to have true, real relationships. And so that is our whole concept of care at our Clare Bridge programs, which we offer in our Alzheimer's dementia care communities. And how we get that in-depth information about each single person that lives in our community is we partner with the families when that resident is moving in to build a life story. It's an in-depth 8-page, just very, very detailed, resource that you would fill out. You put down your loved one's interests, hobbies, personality, names of family members, the favorite travels they went on, career, job experiences, things about their spirituality. It's so in-depth. And then we build and customize the care plan for that person based on who they are, what they like. And, when your loved ones are gone and we're the ones caring for them, if I can personally connect to them about maybe if they were an equestrian and they love horses, and I can get out a picture book of horses or use our Intwell machine, which it's basically a computer program, and we can connect to our residents and build their life story on these different computers, which is only a Brookdale thing. They feel like me. I'm at home. So with their dementia increasing, they still feel that sense of purpose and that they're cared for and loved, and that we know them, which is very, very important to us.
Well, that's great. So tell people why it's important. I mean, you're gathering a lot of information on these people, and it's probably, even though it's good to know about their family and everything, explain why it's probably even more beneficial to your staff to know about their history from a long time ago. Maybe what they enjoy doing as a child, what they enjoy doing as a teenager. Why is that so important?
Well, I mean, in dementia, or if you have Alzheimer's, your brain is literally, deteriorating. You're losing a lot of information, and for us to reminisce with them or know those things when they can no longer tell us what's important to them. So if their verbal is gone, and they can't tell us, I used to have a dog named Mimi, and she was the most important thing to me. For us to know that and to show them the picture and tell them about a favorite travel and to connect with them helps them feel at home. And a lot of times when someone has Alzheimer's, they revert back to those younger years, and so that we can join them in their journey. We don't want them to feel alone and scared. And a lot of times with Alzheimer's, there is a sense of fear that, you don't know what's going on. You don't feel like you're at home. And so we want to make them feel at home, that we know them, and it helps our staff because, offers them success. They don't want to have, residents that are sad or scared or screaming, I want to go home. We want them all to have those daily moments of success that I talked about. So when we can customize a care plan and help give our residents purpose each day, I think that's really important. I mean, as we age in general, even if you don't have dementia, there's a sense of loss, and especially if you have dementia, you're losing the ability to care for your loved ones, maybe your husband or wife. You're losing friends and family members. They're passing away. You're losing the ability to drive. They take away those keys. You lose your purpose. And so for us, we want to know what you did for a living. Maybe you were a carpenter. We have a wood shop here in our community here where some of our gentlemen that used to, work with their hands, we can work with them one-on-one and help give them a little bit of purpose. And maybe if it's just something small, they at least feel like they're contributing and 15, 20 minutes from now, would he remember that he was doing something that gave him a lot of purpose? Maybe not, but that feeling of I'm doing something, I'm loved, I'm cared for, I'm contributing, that feeling stays with you throughout the entire day. So that's, again, that sense of belonging, that sense of purpose, and for meaningful activities is what we do here. And there's still a lot of, we want to offer our residents a good quality of life till the very last minute of their life, regardless of their capabilities and where they're at in their disease progress. Because, if you've met one person with Alzheimer's dementia, you've met one person. Everybody has a very unique and individualized journey when it comes to Alzheimer's or other related dementias.
Yeah, I think you said something, you said a number of important things, but one that, that stands out to me is even though they may not remember, that they did a certain activity right after because of their short-term memory issues,
yep.
That doesn't matter because they enjoyed that moment. And right. Some family members would say, well, I'd like to take my dad to the movie, but he's not going to remember it afterwards anyway. Well, that doesn't matter. He enjoyed that moment.
That's right.
So
that's one of the things I try to educate with the family members as they come in, because they're dealing with it on a much deeper level. They're losing the mom or dad that they knew, that their husband or wife, they don't remember me. All those things are so hard. And I try to, offer a little bit of education when they come in is their heart still knows you. They still, that feeling is always there. If you're singing to your loved one, that's still there. And for even you and I, we don't have dementia. Well, maybe I do a little bit. It's kind of communicable.
I do.
Sometimes I go,
I think we all do a little bit.
But if you had a really bad day, you got in a fight with somebody, or you just kind of feeling like the world is against you, when you go to bed at night, you feel it. You might not be able to go to sleep at night because you feel it. That's the same with any of our individuals here. We want to offer as many little moments of success, offering them things that are important to them, so that they go to bed feeling at ease. And then we do the same thing the next day, in a different way. We offer many different programs lots and lots of different activities for each of our residents based on what was important to them.
Yeah. So how do you deal with families that come to visit your community? And many times you have adult children, and you're taking them for that tour, and you're showing them all your, meeting people and showing the different services you have and the rooms and everything.
Yeah.
But then you take them through your Clare, what you call Clare Bridge, right, which is more the memory care area. And as you know, there's a lot of adult children that might be in a little bit of denial with no one likes to see their parents having to go through this, and the feeling as they go through may be, my mom or my dad, they don't need this, they're not that far along.
Right.
But in your opinion and your staff's opinion, it probably is the right fit to be in Clare Bridge. How do you deal with that? What do you say to families regarding that type of situation?
Yeah, well, first you want to listen to their questions and concerns before you show them around the community, because there's not really a specific area that's just dedicated to memory care at our community. Our whole community is very home-like. It's you walk in and all of our residents are, they go all over the community. So there's not going to be any hiding or shying away from it. But when they come in, we offer a private area where, we just want to sit down and we want to listen to them. We want to hear what their concerns are, get to know their loved one. And, that's one of the things that I do when I sit down with them is not, okay, can she walk? Can she, is she incontinent? All those things. Yes, those are important, but we'll get to that later. Tell me about your mom or dad. Tell me about mom 10 years ago. Tell me about her 15 years ago. To give them a little bit more peace of mind that we care about that person, not they're not just a person, just anybody walking through the door. We care about your mom. And then before we go on a tour around the community, I want to know, I want to introduce them to residents at all different levels. We have some residents that live here that, honest to goodness, if you had a conversation with them, you might not even know that they have Alzheimer's or dementia. But then there's the other end of the spectrum as well. We have some residents that are on hospice and more towards the end, end months, years of their life. But that, I want to give the family members peace of mind that they're not going to have to move their loved one again. Because one of the hardest things for the resident themselves is if you move them into a community that they, have a limit to where the care that they can provide. If they don't deal with behaviors or, different types of diets or, more complex things, is having to move them. You do not want to help get them acclimated to a community, meet friends, get familiar with the care where people know them and love them, and then, uproot them from that. So making sure that, no matter where your loved one is at, if they have a dementia diagnosis, knowing that can change overnight. They can, their needs can increase greatly, overnight, like I said. So just making sure that you are planning for not just the now, but where it could be, where life could take your mom. So I try to, offer them that education. Then we go around and I'll literally introduce them to those residents, to people that, based on who they told me their mom was, who I could see them being friends with, and give them names and numbers of other family members that have been in that same position so that they can have someone to talk to about it.
Right. So, a good part of a day for someone in their waking hours is spent dining. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And so that's an important part of the day to many. Talk to us a little bit about how things work within your community at Brookdale as a whole for individuals that are living with Alzheimer's. What are things that you do during the dining programs that you'd like to share that might be unique?
Right. So Brookdale as a whole, just even within our independent and assisted living Brookdale substantial investments in culinary systems, staffing, and training allows us to provide mealtime experiences that set our communities apart from, the competition. We have a culinary arts training program for our community chefs. We have select seasonings so they can zest up their meals that we keep at the tables. We have bakery programs. And we've created one of the industry's leading dining services organizations. So a lot of different ways to satisfy preferences and nutritional needs of our residents with different choices. And the program overall, I tell people the dining is excellent. They use fresh ingredients, and it's more home-style cooking. So I don't know. I quite frankly love it, and we offer meals when they come here. But if we're speaking in regards to the Clare Bridge program, our dining program at our memory care community, I'd like to speak to that a little bit, just because it's so specialized. Mm-hmm. We have a team of registered dietitians that offer a Clare Bridge dining program. We have dementia-friendly menus, so that they offer, that prevent weight loss. We have individualized dining assistance, so we evaluate each resident's needs to determine the level of prompting that they need at each meal, and then our supportive dining environment, which we have smaller dining rooms because smaller is better for residents so that doesn't feel as overwhelming. So smaller dining rooms. We have assigned seating, so it's not that high school mentality where, I don't know where I'm going to sit or who I'm going to sit with. We match up residents with people that we feel like they would be friends with, or that they have the same abilities to provide dignity to all of our residents. And then we use, linen tablecloths, linen napkins, centerpieces. It's more restaurant-style dining. Instrumental music during the meals for a calming effect. And then my favorite thing is our refresh program that we have. So we have warm, scented wash towels that are in a steamer. We put aromatherapy oils in it. And 15, 20 minutes before the meal, we bring out those refresh towels for each resident. And it's the most wonderful thing in the world. The warm scented towels, they help to, activate their senses to kind of get them ready for the meal. The warmth helps open up the muscles in their hands so that they can have a successful dining experience. And it just helps them feel, dignified. Getting a nice steamed wash towel is good for anybody. So very specialized dining experience.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah, I know, right? But dining is such a huge part of your day, so we want each single meal to be successful, because once that weight loss starts to, happen and starts to go down, that's a big red flag for us. So doing everything that we can to make sure that time is very important to each of them.
That's great. A lot of different theories, philosophies, studies on medication, especially with those with various types of dementia like Alzheimer's. I know you're not a medical location, so obviously you're providing medication management and doing what the doctor says. But can you give us kind of an overall philosophy that Brookdale has on medication?
Like a philosophy on medications. Oh, as far as, yes, medications, they're very important. We do what the doctor follows. I think, in regards to behaviors is where I'm going to touch on.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
that's one of the things that we specialize in. Again,
right.
We treat behaviors differently here, and I don't like the word behaviors just because I think the way we look at them is so special. We teach all of our associates and anyone that walks through the door that behaviors are just unmet needs. They're telling us something by exhibiting that quote-unquote behavior. So we want to get to the root of what they're needing or what they're telling us by exhibiting that behavior, whereas In most places, and I've worked other places as a caregiver, years back, when you say a resident, oh, so-and-so is so upset and they just threw something and they're having a behavior, 99% of the time, the nurse is going to go, well, what kind of medications do they have as a PRN or as needed medication? That's not our first go-to. Psychotropic drugs are, if they're necessary, we understand that, but we want to make sure that it has to be absolutely necessary. So we're going to get to the root of the problem by doing a 7-step behavioral problem-solving process with some of our challenging residents and to find out if it's a time of day that they're exhibiting that behavior. What led to that? What are they trying to tell us? Let's go into their life story, find out if there's something in there that will give us the hint as to what's happening with this person before that we just, throw out a bunch of medications and say that that's the what we need to do. So I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of my job is getting to tell people about, how we deal with that and the different protocols and techniques that we use, that enables associates to intervene when, challenged behaviors are present. And
Great.
We meet their unmet needs as part of the solution.
Good information. So, I can talk to you all day about this subject matter, but maybe if you could just take a moment. I'm going to give you a 2-part question. All right,
okay.
To end with. So, first part is just overall advice that you could give a family who is now dealing with a loved one who has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, and just any advice that you can give to that family who's now experiencing that. And then secondly, again, I just want you to share with everybody how they could learn more about Brookdale. And then, all right? Go right ahead.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Frank. Thank you again for just having us on. We're really happy, to partner with you guys and to offer as much education and resources that we can to family. One of the things that I tell family members when they are just beginning the journey is, hey, let's get a plan together. No one makes good decisions in crisis moments. So get yourself a partner, whether it's us, whether it's Senior Care Authority, or someone that has resources to help you get a plan in order. You want an A plan, you want a B plan, and a C plan, so that you know what you want to happen when that time comes. And so again, getting resources through either myself or anybody, and don't make rash decisions. Do what feels right to you, that speaks to your heart. I mean, money is always, a contributing factor, but, money is only going to take you so far. So make sure that your loved one is living the quality of life that you feel is important to them. What would mom tell you? What would dad tell you? What are they telling you that's important to them? What's important to you? And then write those things down. What is important to me? And really, having a guide when you go and visit different places. So that's what I would say is most important when I talk to families about their journey. And how you can learn more information about Brookdale. Obviously, going to the website, there are so many resources on our website, or you can call any Brookdale location and just say, can I talk to your sales marketing manager? We're never pressuring anybody into type of, decisions. We want to offer education and resources. So, most of the meetings that I have each week with family members are just sitting down, listening to them, and offering the information or resources that we're looking for. If we're not the best fit for that person, I'm not going to try to sway them to move into our community, nor does any Brookdale community do that. It goes against our mission and our values as a community. Community and family is really, really important to us, and making sure that we build that trust. And we do that by listening and understanding our those family members and partnering with them. So.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned, and I appreciate it, that they could work with Brookdale or Senior Care Authority but probably even the best match is both of us. Now you could have both resources. So
yeah,
that's something we could
absolutely,
do as
absolutely.
well. Yeah, good. Well, Rachel, thank you so much. Rachelle Lavalier,
Yes.
who's with Brookdale Senior Living, and just want to thank you so much, Rachel. It was very informative. Thank you for everything that you do, and we'll have to have you back in the future. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank. Happy holidays.
Thank you to you as well, and I want to thank everybody else for joining us on the Aging Boomers. Just be safe out there, and we'll talk to you all soon.